The VAXD spinal decompression approach uses a patented computerized table that decompresses the spine to gently remove pressure off pinched nerves and increase blood circulation to the area. For young or old, and so comfortable that most patients almost fall asleep while on the table. No hanging upside down. With this award-winning technology, back and neck pain can be a thing of the past. We always offer a no-obligation consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest-growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I've told you about my experience with France Eye Care and my LASIK procedure. It undoubtedly changed my life, but my family's gone there for cataract surgery as well. And France Eye Care offers all sorts of services when it comes to cataract surgery. The Vivity lens is an enhancement option that helps patients achieve an extended depth of focus. That means better night vision, clear distance vision, and more after cataract surgery. Now, Dr. France is the first surgeon in Southwest Florida to bring you this revolutionary technology of Vivity. In doing so, he's providing you with yet another option to meet the needs of what you specifically need. Dr. France and his team of surgical specialists at France Eye Care will guide you and take care of you, just like they've taken care of me and my family. Don't let cataracts hold you back. Call France Eye Care today. Dial ** 2020 from your cell phone or call them at 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
American business.
This is the first full week for the 46th President Joe Biden. He has a busy week ahead. Each day this week is going to be a different theme day. Today's going to specifically be Buy American. The White House saying this is especially important during the pandemic.
Fox's David Sputt. One executive order will direct federal money to be spent more on American-made products and components, closing loopholes so companies can't offshore production and jobs and still qualify. And it would create a new position of someone overseeing the Biden Made in America policy. Now, the president is also expected to sign an order today to lift the Trump Pentagon ban on transgender people serving in the military. The Senate is getting ready for the impeachment trial. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the
only way to bring healing is to actually have real accountability, which this trial affords.
But Republican Senator Mike Rounds told NBC's Meet the Press.
I think it's a moot point, because I think right now Donald Trump is no longer the president.
Though some Republicans could side with Democrats, like in the House.
House impeachment managers will introduce the article of impeachment against the former president this evening in the Senate, outlining a charge of incitement of insurrection related to the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Senators will be sworn in as jurors Tuesday, but actual arguments are still 2 weeks off.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. Also today in the Senate, a vote expected to confirm Janet Yellen as new Treasury Secretary. The Super Bowl is set, and the NFL's defending champs are back in it. Kansas City beat Buffalo 38-24 to win the AFC title. Chiefs coach Andy Reid says they had a good game plan.
The coaches did a nice job with it, and then the players, most of all, believed in it and went out and executed and played their tail off.
The Chiefs will play the Buccaneers, led by quarterback Tom Brady, going to a record 10th Super Bowl after Tampa Bay beat Green Bay 31-26. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Traffic really getting busy in Cape Coral on Chiquita, heading north of Beach Parkway towards Veterans Parkway. Also slowdowns on Skyline northbound in the same area. Now, if you are heading out of Cape Coral, still good to go on both bridges. Slowing traffic in Estero on Corkscrew Road. Heading east of Three Oaks towards I-75. Very busy morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it. Most spots below a quarter inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in. Good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage is giving away millions during Super Bowl 55 with the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes. See rules and enter for free at rocketmortgagesquares.com.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Welcome to the world of smart floors. Be inspired by Naples' newest and best floor gallery with the highest quality of floor coverings. Smart Floors is celebrating the opening of their new location next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza. For the best in carpet, ceramic tile, hardwood, and luxury vinyl, let Smart Floors inspire you. Visit smartfloorsusa.com.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, smart floors.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on drewsteele.com. You can go to the website right now and check out the stream. You can also go to YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. You can subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that. I appreciate all of you here today, this weekend, especially getting up after, if you're an NFL guy, gal, if you follow the NFL, you know that Tampa Bay and Kansas City will be in the game to end all games until the next game that ends all games. So a lot of people excited for the first time in the history of the NFL. I don't know if you're following this, Jake, or not, but the first time in the history of the NFL that the home team, that the one of the teams in the big game, the bowl that is so super, will be the home team, and that happens to be Tampa Bay. So that's pretty exciting for a lot of people that are still paying attention to the NFL. Which I guess the ratings were down like 7 or 8% this season. So, every little bit helps or hurts, as you could say. It's been, hasn't been stellar for them. Let's just put it that way. Although Jake's not worried about that, unless he's playing it on, unless you play, they probably have some really sweet online video games where you can, play football there on the field, and then next thing you know, some guy comes along and just blows everything up. Is that how that works? It's like shoot 'em up football or something? Is that how they play now?
I mean, it's not. It's just regular football.
Yeah, okay. Just checking, because, I never know with you guys. Good
luck with that, because those kids are freaks, and you're not going to even score a touchdown.
You know what's really strange? This is not how I wanted to start the program. I'm just doing it right now. We'll move on. That there was a kid in my neighborhood this weekend who was sitting on the ground playing a game on his phone. And he said, check out how many people's ankles I broke playing soccer. I was like, what are you talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about, Jake? And he showed me the screen, and it's a game where you play soccer and you break if the other person's ankle breaks, they're laying on the field. Like you're breaking their ankles the way you're moving. The expression, you break an ankle, when you're playing basketball or whatever it is, and whoa, that guy. And they're just laying on the field. I was like, what is this? That's the game he was playing. And he's like 11. I hate to sound like I'm behind the times or...
I mean, you have some 15, 16-year-old kids who make $60,000 a month from tournaments, so...
The video games.
Video games. They literally make more money than their parents, so...
So why are you here?
Because I suck, and these kids are cracked out.
Because you're not good. Oh, so in other words, you need more time. You need to practice a little more. Okay. Oh, you don't have time. All right. I had no idea. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I didn't know how that worked. Wow. All right. That's one way to start the program. Let's move on. All right. 239-479-5592. Speaking of breaking ankles, if politics and the media were like sports, and you were going to outmaneuver someone in the media, if you were like a politician and you were going to outmaneuver somebody in the media, and you would have the breaking ankles expression, man, Rand Paul did that this weekend and then some. Did you get a chance to see Rand Paul against ABC's George Stephanopoulos this weekend? That was something. And I'm going to play the audio for you. The media is gaslighting, right? They're going to continue to tell the lie and tell the lie and tell the lie, and then they're going to accuse you of lying when you don't believe the lie, and then they're going to push the lie in every different direction, and then they're going to craft legislation and things around the lie. They're going to create this so that you have no place to go but the lie. There's no other place to go. And Rand Paul has learned a valuable lesson from the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, and it's this. Don't take any from the media. Just don't do it. Give it back to them. And he made some brilliant points that you're going to hear right now about how you have to take on the media, how the new narrative, if you are going to be the next person to run in 2024, even 2022, against the media that has decided that there are not two sides, right? There are not two sides to the equation. There is one side to the equation, and it's their side, and that is it. And they have proven it time and time again. And I want you to listen to the audio of Rand Paul laying it down and doing what Donald Trump would have done to a media that would give him the time that others need to do, the lesson learned, and then we're going to break down a little bit of exactly what was said here. So here's the beginning salvo, if you will. It's George Stephanopoulos, who wanted to have, I forgot who it was. There was somebody, Amy Klobuchar, was supposed to be on the program with Rand Paul. There was supposed to be this back and forth. So you can imagine George Stephanopoulos, Amy Klobuchar, Rand Paul. It's two against one already. So Amy Klobuchar, they were having a problem with the microphone. Couldn't get her on. So right to Rand Paul. So the first question out of the gate that he asks.
Paul, instead, I think we have some audio problems, right?
Yeah, okay. So go ahead. Some audio problems.
Senator Paul, let me begin with a threshold question for you. This election was not stolen. Do you accept that fact?
This election was not stolen. Do you accept that fact? Do you see how it works? Right out of the gate. Do you accept that fact? It is a fact. They are telling you it's a fact. That's it, everybody. There's no place else to go. It's a fact. So the election was not stolen. It's a fact. You need to admit it. You see the setup already. So Rand Paul says,
well, what I would say is that the debate over whether or not there was fraud should occur. We never had any presentation in court where we actually looked at the evidence. Most of the cases were thrown out for lack of standing, which is a procedural way of not actually hearing the question.
Right. So that's the first thing. Everybody realize that the problem that many people have had with election integrity in this country is that it didn't get a fair trial. It never, ever, ever went to trial where the evidence was presented to anybody and we were able to see everything out there, good and bad, and then decide through the process whether there was them there. And Rand Paul is making the point that that never happened. That's not a lie, but you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to talk about it. Good for Rand Paul for standing up for that.
There were several states in which the law was changed by the Secretary of State and not the state legislature. To me, those are clearly unconstitutional. And I think there's still a chance that those actually do finally work their way up to the Supreme Court. Courts traditionally and historically don't like to hear election questions. But yes, were there people who voted twice? Were there dead people who voted? Were there illegal aliens who voted? Yes, and we should get to the bottom of it. I'll give you an example. In my state, when we had a Democrat Secretary of State, she refused, even under federal order, to purge the rolls of illegal voters. We got a Republican Secretary of State, and he purged the rolls.
And he purged the rolls, right? Okay, so there's a problem there. A little bit of question about election integrity. There's always questions about illegals voting, dead people voting. There's jokes. There's memes. There's like, is there a Bernie Sanders meme on somebody with mittens and a snow coat on that voted and they're dead? You know, is there a meme? I mean, Bernie Sanders is about as close as you can get to that actual happening thing.
This is what you do.
Okay.
What you do.
I know. Okay, you do. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is about as close to voting death and not. Okay, anyway, I digress. Okay, so you're getting the setup here. George Stephanopoulos, ABC News, the media wants you to say that the election was not stolen. Period. That anything that came out otherwise is a lie. You can't debate it. You can't ask about it. You can't talk about the constitutionality that he's going to go through in just a second. All the questions that are no. It's already the gaslighting has already been done. The facts, according to the media, have already been set. So George Stephanopoulos, he is upset. I'm telling you.
Senator Paul, I have
make a difference, and those things
I have to stop
occur.
you there. No election is perfect, but there were 86 challenges filed by President Trump and his allies in court. All were dismissed. Every state certified the results after investigations, counts, and recounts. The Department of Justice, led by William Barr, said there's no widespread evidence of fraud. Can't you just say the words, this election was not stolen?
What I would suggest is that if we want greater confidence in our elections, and 75% of Republicans agree with me, is that we do need to look at election integrity, and we do need to see if we can restore confidence in the elections.
Yeah, we need to see if we can restore confidence in the elections. So we're allowed to ask that question now. According to the media, the left, Democrats, all the same, we're not allowed to even ask the question. Sorry, we're asking the question. So when people have been asking and they've been texting 239-479-5592, they've been commenting on drewsteele.com. If they're watching right now, if you're on YouTube or Facebook at Drew Steele Radio and you're commenting there as well, you're asking this question: are we allowed to continue to talk about election integrity? Right, we are. Yes, we are allowed to continue to talk about this because it has to be solved. Because to many people's point, if it's not solved, we're in big trouble. If we can't get a court, a judge, a justice to stop what they're doing and look at the evidence and take the case on and have everything laid out, even into the future, we are in deep, as Bernie Sanders would say,
this is what you do.
We're in deep doo-doo.
Bowl of doggy doo.
Maybe the most profound thing she's ever said. So Rand Paul on with George Stephanopoulos. George Stephanopoulos says, can you just say it now? It was a lie. The whole idea of stealing the election, it was a lie. Just admit it. Just say it. Because if you don't, we're going to bash you. We're going to destroy you. We're going to come down on you because you're not allowed to even discuss this. Rand Paul saying, well, hold on a second. And he says, oh no, it goes back to George Stephanopoulos now, because now he's just upset that you're bringing up the dead people voting and everything else, and the fact that judges didn't get a chance. Now it gets heated, as if it didn't get before.
Well, 75% of Republicans agree with you because they were fed a big lie by President Trump and his supporters who say the election was stolen. Why can't you say,
well, I think where
President Biden won a legitimate and fair election?
Hey, George, where you make a mistake is that people coming from the liberal side like you immediately say everything's a lie instead of saying there are two sides to everything.
Isn't that so important? Thank you, Rand Paul. Thank you for saying that. And other Republicans, you need to take notice of this. You can't let the media steamroll you. You can't go on their programs and try to be nice to them and think being nice with the left in this country is going to get you someplace. There's a story out right now that we're going to get into this morning as well, where apparently 17 House GOP freshmen have decided to offer to work with Joe Biden and this partisan divide that they say it doesn't serve a single American. So we're going to all come together and we're going to work with you, Joe Biden. We're going to work on the things that the American people care about. They hate you. The left hates you. The media hates you. There's nothing to work for. What that means is you're going to acquiesce to their will. Don't you see that they don't even want to give you a chance? And yet you have freshmen who are trying to come along and say, oh, we got to come together. There's a partisan divide. We're going to close the divide. The divide is there and it's not going anyplace. The left has created the type of divide that in this country we never thought we would see, because they have no interest in getting along with you. The only interest they have is destroying you and make sure that even if you are a Trump supporter, that you are doxxed, that you're not allowed to do business, that you can't open businesses. I mean, it is outrageous. And so the suggestion that somehow we're going to get along with you.
Historically, what would happen is if I said that I thought there was fraud, you would interview someone else who said there wasn't. But now you insert yourself in the middle and say the absolute fact is that everything I'm saying is a lie.
Well, because, Senator, I said what the president said was a lie because he said, hold on a second. He said the election was stolen. This election was not stolen. The results were certified in every single state after counts and recounts.
You're saying that absolutely it was. You're saying there was no fraud and it's all been investigated. That's just not true.
So Rand Paul is not taking this, and neither should you. And it's we're allowed to talk about this. It's still a free country, and he brings that up as well in this discussion. George Stephanopoulos, along with Rand Paul, right there over the weekend, and the election integrity question again. The left wants to couch this as it was a stolen election and that was a lie, and states have certified and they did counts and recounts. It's interesting how you do counts and recounts of what? Of ballots that people have questions about, that Rand Paul even is going to bring up the question about the ballot integrity, so much so that there are even others, Amazon over the weekend, who was worried about their Alabama facility unionizing, and Amazon and Jeff Bezos saying, no, we can't do, it's got to be in-person voting. We can't do mail-in ballots because there's too much fraud involved with mail-in ballots. Are you kidding? That's exactly what he said. So, yeah, we still get to talk about election integrity. The left is going to couch this like you're trying to do, you're trying to talk about how it was a stolen election and it was a big lie and you're the problem here. And this is what creates some of the things that happened on January 6th and the kind of domestic issues that we have with looting and rioting and destroying. They're going to manufacture all of this because they want you to go away and not talk about it. And good for Rand Paul for standing up. And now this continues. Let him go.
It's not what I said, sir. I said the Department of Justice found no evidence. Let me finish my point.
You said
something that was not true.
You say we're all liars. You're just simply saying we're all liars. And
I said it was a lie that the election was stolen.
Premise that you're right and we're wrong. Well, let's talk about the specifics of it. In Wisconsin.
Now, here's the specifics. Here we go, everybody. Again, what the left in the country does not want to do. All they want to do is go for the emotion. All they want to do is go for the attack. They don't want to talk about the specifics. So Rand Paul is like, listen, George Stephanopoulos, you ready? Let me give you some of the evidence that was out there that needs to be investigated still to this day.
Tens of thousands of absentee votes had only the name on them and no address. Historically, those were thrown out. This time they weren't. They made special accommodations because they said, oh, it's a pandemic, and people forgot what their address was. So they changed the law after the fact. That is wrong. That's unconstitutional. And I plan on spending the next 2 years going around state to state and fixing these problems. And I won't be cowed by liberals in the media who say, there's no evidence here and you're a liar if you talk about election fraud. No, let's have an open debate. It's a free country.
Yeah, it is a free country. Well, at least it was a free country, and I'm concerned about where our freedoms and our liberties are going right now. But, and there's more, and we're going to take a break, and I want to play some more of this because this is now, today, it's a new day. It better be a new day for Republicans, and it's this. You can't let the left run right over you, run roughshod over you, and not fight back. You can't let them gaslight you into a narrative and continue to say, there was no fraud, election integrity, there was no fraud, you're a liar. You're the one that caused the rioting and the crashing through the gates at the Capitol and domestic terrorists, and this is the narrative that they're setting up. And you as a politician and you as somebody in this country can't let them do this. We want to have the debate. We want to have the investigation. We want to have the evidence laid out. They don't. And it's simple why they do not want. It's easily explainable. But you can't let them have it. And good for Rand Paul for fighting back. And some people don't like it. Some people think it's not the fight to have. I'm asking you, 239-479-5592. With what you heard about Rand Paul, do you think that's how it needs to be now? Do you think we should fight back, or do you think we just should step away from this issue? Let's just walk away from this issue because there's an opportunity to get along right now with the left in the country and move on to what? Do you have any idea what this president, Joe Biden, and this administration is planning to do? When we come back, let's talk about some of that. Hey, how do you feel about, Jake? How about this for you too? How do you all feel about having your mileage taxed? Your driving taxed. Getting taxed for every mile you drive. Oh, it's up for debate. How do you feel about that? Did you vote for that? Stay break, 92.5 Fox News. Don't forget to go to drewsteele.com if you want to watch the program right now, YouTube and Facebook as well at Drew Steele Radio. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The COVID-19 pandemic still hampering the U.S. economy. Fewer home mortgage holders are resuming their payments. Some 5.5% of borrowers are still in mortgage forbearance. That's about 2.7 million homeowners. The news is good for the recreational vehicle industry. RV sales and rentals are booming amid the pandemic, with Outdoorsy, dubbed the Airbnb of RV rentals, expected to hit $1 billion in sales by the end of next quarter. The coronavirus hitting your sweet tooth. Belgium chocolate maker Godiva saying it'll close its 128 North American stores, citing the pandemic and changing shopping habits. Stores in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East will stay open. Wall Street opening a new week after stocks traded mixed on Friday. The S&P 500 and the Dow pulling back from record highs. The Nasdaq, however, setting a fresh closing high. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Paul Stevens, invested in you.
With the new president, so much is happening in Washington. Now, millions are turning to Newsmax TV, your trusted news source. They're going online to Newsmax.com for breaking news and downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get Newsmax, call your cable operator or watch it free on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching. today.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission that was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake DeMolino for AMCO Bonita Springs.
Shouldn't you feel amazing? Hello, this is Dr. Heiler in Naples from the Feel Amazing Institute. If you suffer from chronic knee pain, back pain, or neuropathy, I have solutions for you. Regenerative medicine and stem cell treatment options that are now approved and often paid for by Medicare. Call my office for a free telephone consultation at 239-330-1000. That's 330-1000. This is Dr. Heiler, board-certified chiropractic neurologist. My office combines regenerative medicine, chiropractic, and neurology to help you feel amazing again. Knee pain, back pain, and neuropathy, I have affordable and Medicare-friendly solutions for you. I only do 5 free consultations per week, so please call right away. 239-330-1000. Also at feelamazing.com.
Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey here, and I want to introduce you to my new show being broadcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. We'll be talking everything insurance, real estate, mortgages, and all your local talent. Everything you need to know to help your businesses grow. I can't wait to start this journey with you all, and looking forward to you to tuning in every Saturday at 11 a.m. For more information, visit TylerMcCluskey.com. See you all there.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts. A true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course. All waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
Wink News traffic.
Looking at my traffic cams, we have fog on the highway in Charlotte County, especially near Kings Highway. Limited visibility. You'll have to watch that following distance. Also delays building in Estero, northbound on Three Oaks Parkway, starting from Corkscrew. The average speed to Estero Parkway is only at 16 miles per hour. So stick to Ben Hill or US 41 if you want quicker options. And there's a delay in Bonita Springs on Bonita Beach Road heading east to I-75. Slowdowns on Livingston south of Bonita Beach Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it. Most spots below a quarter inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in. Good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Trust all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business with the rip-off companies to become plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning companies all at the same time. The stories we hear about huge plumbing and electric work rip-offs go right along with the scams these firms tend to run with the AC side of their business. If your company is advertising AC, plumbing, and electric, it's very likely one of those scam artist telemarketing companies with the bait-and-switch cheap service call. If you need a plumber, hire a plumber. If you need an electrician, hire an electrician. If you need to throw money down a hole, pick one of those multi-trade firms, and they're more than willing to take your money. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
It's time to get back outside at the 6th Annual Lovers Key Boat Show, Market, and Seafood Fest. Bonita Springs Rotary invites you to a weekend of seafood, beer garden, boats, arts and crafts, and Florida sunshine. Along with the Friends of Lovers Key, our COVID-safe outdoor event is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 to 5. The parking's free, the beer's cold, the shrimp and fish are fresh. Get out of the house. Come on out. Join us in the sunshine and support our local charities. LoversKeyNauticalMarket.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. We're trying to mess with this camera. Trying to get the camera angles and everything right. So if you're watching on drewsteele.com at the website, and that's a good thing because you can take it mobile. It's a great look on your mobile phone, just like an app. So if you go to drewsteele.com, works like an app, and you just click it, and you can watch on your phone, on your mobile device, on your computer, and then also on YouTube and Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. You can go there as well. We're just messing around. So if you see us messing with the camera, don't mind us. It's just, it's Monday. And there's a lot going on this Monday. Again, I'm going to get back to the Rand Paul audio in case you missed it. And going after George Stephanopoulos and the left and the media in this country that is gaslighting us to death, telling us lies after lies after lies, and you have to believe the lies, and you got to focus on the lies, and the lies are really the truth. And if you're not believing what we're telling you, then you're the liar, and it's an absolute outrage. You've got congressmen, freshman congressmen that we are told that are looking to try to get along now. We got to get along with everybody now in Congress and the left. 17 House GOP freshmen, all of whom did not serve in the previous Congress, wrote a letter to President Biden this week to express hope toward working together on behalf of all Americans, despite any ideological differences between them. Now, listen. It's nice that you have hope, but only one had real hope and change, as you can imagine. Yeah, that guy. And the kind of, hope and change that nobody could define, but it was really the dismantling of the country until we get to this point right now where we're starting to see things we never thought were possible. We have these congressmen who are saying, after 2 impeachments, lengthy interbranch investigations, and most recently the horrific attack on our nation's capital, it's clear that the partisan divide between Democrats and Republicans does not serve a single American, wrote these Republicans. The group of House freshmen, including 10 Republicans who voted in favor of objecting to the Electoral College results, are now writing this letter and saying, hey, well, how about we just do this? How about we all get along? They probably sense that they're going to be targeted now by the left in this country, the media, Democrats, all one and the same, to go after them and to do what Republicans need to do on their own, which is primary individuals that they don't trust, that they don't believe will be doing the best thing, the best interest of their constituents. I'm wondering how many of you out there, 239-479-5592, how many of you out there are looking to get along with the left? How many of you Democrats are looking to get along with Republicans? And what does that even mean to you? We hope to work with you to extend targeted, meaningful coronavirus relief for families and businesses, protect Americans with pre-existing conditions, strengthen and modernize our infrastructure, enforce our antitrust laws against emboldened technology monopolies. Good luck with that. And restore our economy struggling in the aftermath of the coronavirus pandemic. Listen, the left hates you. They don't have any problem showing you that. Knowing that, your idea of coming out and writing a letter to get along with Joe Biden is fluff. They look at that and they throw that on the ground. It goes right in the trash can. They have no interest in getting along with you. All they have an interest in is for you to acquiesce to their will and what they say you have to do. To believe the gaslighting that says you're not allowed to talk about election integrity? Election was not. Can't you just say it that the election was not stolen? Well, I just want to talk about investigations and election integrity. See, there you go. Can't do it. So you have another example of Republicans acquiescing. Republicans who are trying to make it sound like, we got to stop this divide. As if the right in this country, as if conservatives in this country are causing the divide, which seems so ridiculous. But you give in to that. Let's remember exactly what this administration thinks of you with something so clear that you can't escape it. By the way, 239-479-5592. I see a few calls coming in. And we're going to get to those calls. You want to talk about election integrity. You want to talk about Rand Paul going after George Stephanopoulos and fighting back against what we're told that we are, which is we are the liars, the right in this country, the conservatives in this country, Republicans in this country. You're all a bunch of liars. Like as if they want to get along with you. How bad is it? Here's the administration. Here's Jen Psaki on Friday. And I don't know if you heard this. Announcing the Biden administration's efforts to combat domestic violent extremism. What do they define as domestic violent extremism? Let Jen Psaki, White House press secretary, explain to you, listening, those that believe that if you just the olive branch, the piece of paper with all of our signatures saying we just want to get along with you. Let's stop the partisan divide. Here's what the administration thinks of you. Listen carefully.
I also have some news to share on the president's response to domestic violent extremism, the January 6th assault on the Capitol, and the tragic deaths and destruction that occurred underscored what we have long known. The rise of domestic violent extremism is a serious and growing national security threat.
You following this? Right out of the gate. I'm only 15 seconds in, and already Jen Psaki and this administration has said that the attacks on the Capitol, what happened at the Capitol, the entering the Capitol building, everything that you witnessed, all the video, anything that is domestic violent extremism. Now, take that and how many of us felt how abhorrent it was, how it never should have happened. Not one single person, left or right, disagrees with the fact that that never should have happened. We all agree with that. And remember how all of this is being couched. It happened because of Donald Trump. It happened because of Trump supporters. It happened because of their vote. Because of you that happened. You are, according to this administration and according to the left in this country, you are the domestic violent extremists in this country. They've already couched it that way. So what are you going to do about it?
The Biden administration will confront this threat with the necessary resources and resolve. We're committed to developing policies and strategies based on facts, on objective and rigorous analysis, and on our respect for constitutionally protected free speech and political activities.
Yeah. So do you honestly think that that's what this administration is going to do? You're being labeled as extremists, as terrorists, as they've done in the past few weeks. I'm trying to figure out who's causing the divide, where the divide is, when it stops, and how you feel like you're going to get along with this administration. It's not that we shouldn't be working together on the issues of this country. The fact is that you can't deny that one side is looking at you a lot different than you ever imagined and is willing to put, again, the power of the federal government against American citizens. How do you make that suggestion? Well, they already did it with the Russian collusion hoax. We know that. So what are they going to do now?
Our initial work on DV will broadly fall into 3 areas. The first is a tasking from President Biden sent to the ODNI today, requesting a comprehensive threat assessment.
So national intelligence is going to look for a comprehensive threat assessment. What does that entail? What does that mean?
Coordinated with the FBI and DHS on domestic violent extremism. This assessment will draw on the analysis from across the government and, as appropriate, non-governmental organizations.
Non-governmental organizations. So where are we going outside of the government? Who's going to be looking into this extremism? Now, is this the extremism of Antifa and Black Lives Matter, a known Marxist organization? Not my words, but their words literally from the founders. Is this the kind of extremism? Antifa, who went to the streets in Portland and destroying a Democrat headquarters on, Thursday of last week, and saying that they don't want Biden, they don't want Trump, they don't want anybody, they don't want any government. They hate everybody. They hate you as well. Oh, and by the way, funny enough, it appears as if there's been a crackdown on some of the quote-unquote extremism happening from Antifa in Portland. Is that right? Why all of a sudden is there a crackdown? Is it because they realize that they're not your friend either? Are we focusing on that extremism? Because so far, the introduction from Press Secretary Jen Psaki and the Biden administration's efforts to combat domestic violent extremism mentioned zero, zip, nada about Antifa or about Black Lives Matter. But what they did was start off by talking about the events of January 6th. Do you see what's happening here? So I'm just trying to figure out how these incoming freshmen plan on getting along with an administration who feels like you are the reason why January 6th happened. And they label it as domestic violent extremism. How does that work? How does that work? 239-479-5592. National Intelligence is going to oversee a comprehensive threat assessment. They're going to build NSC capabilities to counter extremism and disrupt extremist networks. The NSC. What are they going to be doing now? They're going to be listening to phone calls. They're going to be taking calls in. And what's the call going to sound like? Is it going to be what? I don't know. I'm throwing something crazy out there. And Trump supporters getting together to do a rally maybe in somebody's hometown? Is that going to be considered a threat now by this administration? I know that sounds crazy, right? But if you're setting it up that January 6th was caused by domestic extremism, and the domestic extremism was Donald Trump and his supporters and people that voted for him, and there are individuals who want even certain members of Congress to be out of Congress because of their support for election integrity and just wanted to know more about the Electoral College and had some questions about it, and you're not allowed to do that. And you're putting this all together. I'm just asking. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe I'm off base, but we can talk about this, right? I mean, you want to talk about this. All right, Bruce is in Cape Coral, and he's been holding patiently, and I'm not really sure what Bruce wants to discuss, but we're going to find out together, because it's a Monday, and that's sometimes what we do. We discover things, new things, together, like a family.
Hey, Drew.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, listen, this is, I hope you talk about this every day for the next, in forever, because this is the issue of our time. You know, for a long time, if you just go to Wikipedia and look at electronic voting by countries, Canada, for goodness sakes, doesn't even use electronic voting. Most of Europe does not use electronic voting because they all know that it can be easily manipulated. Now, if we become a one-party country, that's communism. And if they pass H.R. 1, which they did when Trump was in office, it didn't make it to the Senate, but House Resolution 1 allows ballot harvesting, mail-in ballots, on and on and on. And it's over for the Republican Party at that point, Drew. It is over. We are a one-party country. We are communists.
Unless we decide that we want to pull the same shenanigans, which we don't want to do. We want election integrity, and we want to get to that point where we we care about in-person of voting because then it doesn't raise the risk of fraud that mail-in ballots do. Oh, by the way, that's not us, Bruce, that said that. That's Jeff Bezos from Amazon, who demanded in-person union votes because he said if you do mail-in ballots, it could raise the risk of fraud. How interesting is that, Bruce, that now they care about election integrity and fraud after the fact, but they didn't care about it a few months ago. That seems pretty interesting, does it not?
Oh, it just goes to the hypocrisy of the left. It will never change. Yeah. But you're absolutely. I hope our guy wasn't one of those Republicans that signed on.
No, he wasn't. Nobody did locally. There were some. I'm trying to think of who the names you would recognize. The only name you might recognize on this group, and Bruce, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Madison Cawthorn signed on to it from North Carolina, the youngest House member. Burgess Owens signed on to this from Utah. Those are the two most prominent names that you would recognize, but our congressman did not. 239-479-5592. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. Some other things that have been going on you may not realize. There's evidence to show that even Joe Biden's administration decided to go after one person in particular in the government because they were a Trump supporter and they were fired. Oh, I'm not kidding. There's news there on that. Plus, also some of the news out about the coronavirus. The latest there, something that Dr. Birx said this weekend that was trending all over social media because it went after the president. But what exactly did she say? We could break that down, and we'll do that together coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Writer Felix Salmon reports that trust in the drive-by media has reached a low point in America. It's so low that he says it's at a crisis state. Now, he reports that for the first time ever, fewer than half of all Americans trust the traditional media, meaning the drive-bys. Almost 60% of Americans believe that most traditional news outlets are more concerned with an ideology or a political position than they are reporting the news. Almost the same percentage think that the drive-by media journalists are willing to tell gross exaggerations and to report things they know are false, i.e. fake news. In typical Axios format, the reporter then has to tell his millennial readers why it matters. Felix Salmon, maybe it's pronounced salmon, who knows, says this matters because faith in society's central institutions, especially in government and media, is the glue that holds society together. And that glue, he says, is visibly dissolving. And for many millions of Americans, it's disappeared completely. Salmon does not understand that the reason 60% of Americans have no faith in the media or in his precious government institutions is because they're smart. They know the drive-bys and the deep state government are run by dishonest, corrupt, vicious leftists. And for the last 4 years, they've seen those liberals totally deranged with hatred for Trump and everyone who supports him. That's really why it matters. And they don't even have the slightest idea. If you own land and you didn't give yourself the gift of a tough, reliable Mahindra tractor in 2020, do it now in 2021. Mahindra broke all kinds of sales records this past year. Now it's your turn to join the growing Mahindra family with great red tag savings. You can save thousands of dollars on new Mahindra or choose 0% interest on select Mahindra models. Start the year off right with the official tractor of tough. And take advantage of incredible red tag savings before they're gone for purchases of select models now through January 31st, 2021. Learn more about Mahindra's red tag sale at whymahindra.com. And may you and your families have a blessed 2021.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and great financing on new Mahindra subcompact, compact, or utility tractors or Mahindra utility vehicles. To find your dealer and test drive a Mahindra, please visit whymahindra.com.
January is National Organization Month. Yep, there's a National Organization Month. And of course, it should be now, at the start of the year. A fresh chance to create a little more time, sense, and peace in your everyday.
And that is what our master designers at Closet Factory specialize in. Whether it's your closet home office, or any part of your home that could be more wonderfully, time-savingly organized, discover how simple getting more can be.
Talk to Closet Factory, give us a call, or visit closetfactory.com.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. When going to the dentist, I know you have a lot of choices, but I would like to invite you to my office. We do cleanings and fillings, plus crowns, dentures, and implants, all in one location. So call me, Dr. D'Amico, for our new patient specials, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. Do you need a denture? Well, I have a denture lab on site, which means that you can have a new denture in just a few days. If you go anywhere else, it will take a few months. That's right, a few months to get your new denture. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a full mouth of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Have your implants done by somebody who performs implant surgery every day. Do you already have an estimate for needed dental work? Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implant treatment. So call and ask for our radio specials for new patient exam, dentures, and especially implants. Don't regret not getting a second opinion. Call me, Dr. D'Amico. I want to help. 234-5284. That's 234-5284. License DN 15639.
Hey, this is Papa introducing an old friend, Tim Weir of Wise Owl Roofing. Tim specializes in metal roofs, flat roofs, and re-roofing tile roofs. If you need a free estimate, please call me at 945-2700. As always, we offer our free tile roof inspection. If you have a dirty tile roof or have some slipped or cracked tiles, please call me at 945-2700. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we want to thank all of you that have responded to Papa's wacky commercials over the past 34 years. We specialize in cleaning and sealing tile roofs. If your roof went through Hurricane Irma and you don't see any damage, it's still a good idea to have your tile roof inspected to make sure your roof is in good shape. Over the years, we've collected thousands of the old concrete tiles that have never been used, and likely we can match your existing tile that need to be replaced. Please call Papa at 945-2700. That's area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Buy American. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's the theme for President Biden today with a new executive order coming, doing what he campaigned on. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, how much of Made in America products are made here? That's part of what President Biden's order addresses, with a review of the amount of product that must be made in the USA to qualify under the Buy American law. The president is also pushing for more federal contracts to be awarded to American companies. The Washington Post reports much of the $600 billion worth of federal contracts go to international businesses. The Made in America push is similar to former President Trump's efforts to have more goods, including medical PPE, produced here. Dave?
Rachel, there's something else he's going to do.
President Biden set to meet with his new Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin today in the Oval Office. One of the topics expected, Biden's repeal of the ban of transgender people from serving in the military.
Fox's David Spunt. Also today, the Senate is expected to confirm Janet Yellen as the new Treasury Secretary, and the Senate will also get the impeachment article accusing former President Trump of inciting the Capitol riot, but a trial's 2 weeks away. The number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. now tops 25 million. And amid worries about new variants, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says there are concerns about vaccines, telling Fox News Sunday.
I would say one of the biggest problems right now is I can't tell you how much vaccine we have. And if I can't tell it to you, then I can't tell it to the governors.
The defending NFL champs are going back to the Super Bowl. Kansas City beat Buffalo 38-24, setting up a matchup of new and old star quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Being able to go up against one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time in his
150th Super Bowl. I mean, it's going to be a great experience for me.
It's not quite 150, but it is Brady's record 10th trip to the Super Bowl with his new team, the Tampa Bay, which beat Green Bay 31-26. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on the interstate at mile marker 126 heading southbound is now slowing traffic on I-75. So if you're heading south of Alico, definitely avoid the interstate. Ben Hill or 3 Oaks 41, all better options than I-75 towards Corkscrew. Also, if you're in Collier County, there is a slowdown beginning on Immokalee Road just to the west of 951. Also delays on Golden Gate Parkway east to 951. The Drip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it, most spots below a quarter inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in, good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steve. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Got water?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friend.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that every day 1,000 people move to Florida? Many come from New York, and it's easy to see why. Because Florida does it better. In Florida, we have a balanced budget, term limits, and a part-time legislature. Even though Florida has 3 million more residents, New York's annual budget is twice the size of Florida's. Here in Florida, we have no state income tax and a balanced budget. New York has a state income tax, but is still $13 billion in debt. When COVID hit, New York closed their economy, and it's still closed. But here in Florida, we're open for business. And finally, New York is governed by Democratic Socialists, but Florida's been governed by Republicans for over 3 decades. So if you moved here from New York, welcome home, and remember, the redder the state, the better the state. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. I'm proud to be a Floridian. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
It's a new year and a fresh start. And a good time to freshen up your air conditioning system and indoor air quality. With our Southwest Florida weather, it's a good idea to have your system cleaned and checked by a conditioned air technician at least twice a year. Left unattended, small issues become big issues. Cars need regular maintenance, so do air conditioning systems. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR and online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with TriFound with the TriFound Financial Team. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with TriFound, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Insurance products offered through TriFound Financial, LLC.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. The number, if you would like to call, 239-479-5592. I see a few of you are on hold right now, so we'll get to your calls. Jake, that line one was, sorry about that. That's my bad. We stream live if you want to watch each and every day. DrewSteele.com. You can go to the website. That is set up specifically, DrewSteele.com, so that you could take this show on the road. It's set up for you mobilely, on your cell phone, on your mobile device, whether that's your iPad or Android, whatever it is, and your computer as well. So DrewSteele.com. That's how you take us on the road. And then YouTube and Facebook. Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio if you would like to tune in as well. So a couple of things I wanted to make mention of this morning. One is how you are constantly hearing about all the things that Joe Biden first 100 days, got to get it done, got to have things happen. I got to make it clear to everybody that
we choose truth over facts.
That kind of clear, that kind of stuff. So we hear all of these things that are going down. Whether it's 100 days, masking mandates, which is interesting to see how all of this is going to play out. The things that we are constantly hearing about in the news, like lately, Buy American. Hey, who wouldn't want to? And why is it so bad to talk about buying American? Shouldn't we be happy? It's almost as if there was another president of the United States who made a big, big push to buy American and to keep an eye on American products and made in the USA and how beneficial that is, only to be mocked by a mainstream media, Democrats and left party that would mock that idea. But now it's okay. Now it's cool to talk about that. So I got it. All right. But what about some of the other things? How about some of the other individuals that are a part of this new administration? And how there is this kind of crafting and molding of the facts and the truth and what else they can try to do to make the former President Trump look bad, while at the same time simultaneously trying to make Joe Biden look good. What am I talking about? All right, so here's something you're probably hearing a lot on the headlines. Fox News has it and others are talking about the Buy American issue, right? Okay, got that. But how about some of the things you haven't been hearing about? Did you know that incoming Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, right? Buttigieg has suggested taxing Americans for the number of miles they drive. A policy he endorsed as a Democrat presidential candidate. The Biden administration actively searching for ways to fund its ambitious $1 trillion infrastructure plan. So here you go. That's from Just the News. A new tax on the number of miles you drive. People are thinking, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Number one, do you honestly think, you liberals out there and the Democrats that watch this program at DrewSteele.com, I get it. You have this reality that is detached from actual reality. Do you honestly think that when you're asking for $1 trillion infrastructures, when you're talking about $2 trillion and then some of more stimulus spending, the kind of spending that you got to have because, the economy and how disaster it is, of course, the government putting us in this position and then having to dig us out with more disastrous policies. Don't you understand that we are all going to have to pay? Oh, no, only the rich is going to. Jake, only the rich have to pay for this. Only rich people drive. Did you know that vehicles, cars, are something of the uber wealthy and rich? Did you know that only rich people drive cars? Look, like, for example, Jake, our millennial there, right on the other side of the glass. Jake, be honest with me, Jake. Come on. Do you don't have a car, right?
Yeah, I have a car.
239-479-5592. All right, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Jake's got a car. We all have a vehicle. If Jake has to pay for his mileage, I wonder how that. Here's another example. How many of you are getting money from the government? $600, $1,200, $18,000, $1 billion. I don't know. Pick a number. Stimulus money. You think that money's not coming back? You think the government's giving you that money? That's your money to begin with, and you think that they're not going to get it back from you somehow? Pete Buttigieg likes the idea of taxing you when you're driving. Come on. A vehicle miles traveled system. How do we do that? Anybody want to ask that question? Hey, how do we keep track of how many miles you drive? Are we going on the buddy system, on the honesty system? Are we going to let you tell us how many miles? Wink, wink, nod, nod. Hey, Jake, how many miles did you drive? Jake's like, 7.
Car? What car?
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't have a car. 7. I drove about 7 miles. The whole year? That's it. I only drove 7 miles because what are you going to do?
So what do you say? What do you say they tax us 10 cents a mile?
I don't know what they're going to tax. I don't know how this number is going to come up. It's a replacement for the gas tax is what they're saying. Listen, government doesn't replace anything with something else. Don't you get it? It's an add-on. It's the argument that many people, this is what's part of the article, and Buttigieg and the administration is saying, no, you don't understand. Instead of having a gas tax, we're going to have a mileage tax. How many miles you drive, that's what we're going to do. Now, you tell me, how often does a government tax you for something and then go, we're just going to get rid of that tax? I mean, leftists, how often do they do that? Democrats, they don't ever do that. It's the same argument when we've tried to make the case that the tax policy in this country is not working. And the way to do it is to have a fair tax. Some people have suggested a flat tax. Fair taxes work out really well, a fair tax. But the problem has always been with fair tax that you would have to repeal certain taxes and assume that they would never come back in some other form. Because the government's always going to be asking for more and more money, because right now the whole MO is spending more and more money. So in order to reform something, you have to remove something, but you can't, because the government won't allow you, because they'll always revisit it and claim that there's not enough money coming in. So there's one thing. How about this? How about the latest? Former President Trump, an absolute disaster on COVID, vaccines. It could never happen that we would have vaccines available before the end of the... Well, the other things, the people, you've got Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci who are breathing the air of fresh air now. It's fresh and clean. Everything is beautiful now because we have an administration that will listen to the experts. And remember, the experts are the people that they say are the experts. And if you're somebody who has evidence to the contrary of the experts, we can't have you in the discussion. As a matter of fact, now we'll take some people that have been vilified because of some of the things that they have done contrary to what they said they were there to do. And we're going to take those individuals and use them as props, as tools for us to go against the former administration, like Dr. Birx. Now, I'm not saying that Dr. Birx is being used as a tool in that way, but it is fascinating that on Face the Nation this weekend, and the left in this country, Democrats and the media, and I'm sure all kinds of people here, even locally, just loving the idea of Dr. Birx going on to Face the Nation to join in on the Trump hate fest and the reconditioning of history. What do I mean? Listen to this. Listen to this conversation. This was over the weekend, and it's Dr. Birx on Face the Nation being asked this very question.
Do you think President Trump appreciated the gravity of the health crisis you were describing?
Okay, so the health crisis, the COVID health crisis. Did he appreciate what you were describing there?
I think the president appreciated the gravity in March. It took a while after I arrived in the White House to remove all of the ancillary data that was coming in.
Okay, the ancillary data that was coming in. Data that you could have picked up on, I picked up on. Many individuals decided that this public data we could all pick up on, it's still available now, and be able to assess exactly what was happening. But no. We're told that only a few choice individuals could be making the comments about what is and isn't happening with regard to COVID. One of those people being Dr. Birx. Nobody else outside of Dr. Birx is allowed to come up with any other plan or idea of what was happening with regard to COVID from the data that was publicly available.
There was parallel data streams coming into the White House that were not transparently utilized.
Not transparently utilized. Okay, well, let it go on. Go ahead.
And I needed to stop that. Where people
You mean
were
outside advisors?
outside advisors coming to inside advisors, and to this day, I mean, till the day I left, I'm convinced there were parallel data streams because
disinformation.
I saw the president presenting graphs that I never made.
Graphs that she never made. Okay, well, so we're only allowed to listen to Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx. They are the two experts, period, end discussion. Anybody else that would suggest any information otherwise has to be dismissed. Can't do it. You're not allowed to do it. Even if that information is readily available to the public where they're looking and going, Dr. Birx, I'm not sure about this. Can I ask about... No. Can't have another... No parallel information. We can't have it. It's only from Dr. Birx. That was it. So to the joy and delight of Face the Nation, she's giving them everything that they want. Trump wasn't listening to the science. There's Dr. Birx. No. Maybe it was that he wasn't listening to her science. You know, the science that the failed science that she was following from the beginning. A person, by the way, who mentioned that in the past, May 11th, 2020, nothing from the CDC I can trust. She can't trust anything coming from the CDC. She didn't trust what they were saying. Well, were we supposed to trust the CDC or not? Because we're having different things that are based on CDC information. Well, you can't trust them. Then who do we trust? You have to trust me. Why do we trust you? Why do we not trust them? Where's the data points that would suggest that you're right and they're wrong? Can we have this discussion? No, we couldn't. This is the same Deborah Birx who on December 20th, decided to violate her Thanksgiving coronavirus recommendations and said, everybody's got to stay home. We're going to have these awful spikes, the holiday season, Thanksgiving in December, which, by the way, never occurred. Never occurred. The data's out there for the public to see, but we're not allowed to say that. And Deborah Birx decided to go away and join hordes of family members all gathered around while telling you not to do the same. Do you see? This is the same one we're supposed to be following. Again, the experts who tell you what to do, but don't follow their own instructions. Is that what we're talking about here?
So I know that someone out there or someone inside was creating a parallel set of data.
All right, I just have to stop. Okay. Here's what you need to know. The experts learned a valuable lesson under the Trump administration, and that's this. And it was a great article. Maybe it wasn't great. It was good. In the Wall Street Journal. And I got to see if I could find it. Here it is. One thing we learned in the Trump administration, Trump and the failure of the expert class. They were right about his character, but his defects were obvious to almost everyone. This is where it's like half and half. But they did make an interesting point. They were wrong about virtually everything else. The one thing we discovered in the 4 years of Donald Trump's administration was that the experts usually always were wrong. The failure of the experts, the people that we're told are the ones that we're supposed to follow like lemmings off a cliff. Well, lemmings don't, they swim off a stream or swim away from, I don't know. You get the idea. And yet they were the ones that were constantly wrong. The opinion piece lays out a lot of examples of how they were wrong. The 2016 campaign, top-tier academics, intellectuals, and journalists warned that Mr. Trump's candidacy signified a fascist threat. Timothy Snyder, a historian of Nazism at Yale, is among the most strident of these prophets. Be calm when the unthinkable arrives. He warned in a Facebook post shortly after the election. Yeah, never happened. The expert class that we have that came along when when it comes to COVID and how we got to trust the experts. Yeah, but I'm seeing data points that are a little different here. And I've got some people, epidemiologists and others, that have questions. No, you can't question it. And even to this day, we're not allowed to question it. Why? Why are we not allowed to do that? Why are you and I together not allowed to question anybody that the left says is the end-all, be-all, and if you do it, you're a liar? They do it because they're trying to control you. They're doing it with the stifling of free speech on social media. They're doing it with the investigations that are going on against domestic terrorism in this country. And their examples are what happened on January 6th. You can connect the dots. But there is this kind of changing of history, and while all of this is happening, as Jeff Carlson from the Epic Times was talking in this tweet, with this new federal tax on a number of miles you drive, is that possibly going to happen? Double taxation for gas-powered vehicles, a tax on top of the state and federal excise taxes and the price of gas, a thinly veiled excuse for more closely monitoring all citizens. It would require an in-car system to track miles driven and could also track location and speed. Did you vote for this? While they are gaslighting on how awful Trump was, and gaslighting on, you can't talk about stealing election, those were lies, and the gaslighting of telling you over and over and over again about your lies and all of those things. Behind the scenes, you got in front of the scenes, you've got Joe Biden and this administration that are going to do some of the most detrimental things that you could possibly think of to this economy. And we don't get a chance to talk about it because your side doesn't get to have this conversation. 239-479-5592. I see Ray is in Naples. He wanted to talk to us. Ray, stay on the line. And Dave from Naples as well. You all stay there. I got an open line right now if you want to comment. When we come back, we'll get to your calls. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com. The website is where you can watch on your mobile device, on your smart device, or on your computer. You can take us with you. And if you go to YouTube and Facebook, either place, at Drew Steele Radio, you can watch as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
New Year's resolutions are hard to keep, so give your business more than resolutions. Give it solutions from Comcast Business. With fast internet, advanced Wi-Fi, powerful cybersecurity solutions, and 24/7 support, you'll have everything you need to bounce forward.
Welcome to Smart Floors. For a limited time, Smart Floors is offering contractor pricing on all CoreTech vinyl luxury flooring. CoreTech, normally priced at $399 a square foot, is yours for only $299. And CoreTech, that's $599, is now only $449. No gimmicks, no hassles, just smart service at a smart price. In Naples, next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, Smart Floors.
Not 10, not 5,
or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
You heard that safe drivers get rewarded with Snapshot from Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw an ad for a vintage baseball cap. And now you find yourself checking the stats of that team's second baseman in '97, wondering why his stolen base total dropped after his rookie season. Wonder how much his rookie card is worth. Yes, they said it was easy to save money with Snapshot from Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
Sam's new project needs a project manager right away if she's going to manage to hit her deadline.
It took an extra week to get approvals, but they still want the original delivery date. I guess we'll figure something out.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what this switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe
we can go to Mars.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
There's always a better way, and we will always chase after it. We're building a cleaner energy future with millions of solar panels, and we're using the latest technology, investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. As we see it, the horizon is always moving, and to chase it is to deliver America's best energy value for you and for Florida. See how at fpl.com/value.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing 3 miles on I-75 from a crash that is just south of Alico. If you're heading south of Daniels Parkway, I would stick to Tree Line or 41. South of Alico, you have Three Oaks, Ben Hill, or 41. Also, commuters in Fort Myers, there's a crash at 41 in Daniels, northbound delays building on 41, and a crash in North Fort Myers at North Cleveland and Pondella with northbound delays on 41 as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it, most spots below a quarter inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in, good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you. Lace up those running shoes, Southwest Florida. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention is January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Visit runsignup.com and search Busey Bank to enter. Long sleeve dry fit shirt included with $25 registration fee. Go to runsignup.com and search Busey Bank. Proceeds support Drug House Odyssey and local SAD clubs. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention, January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Sponsored by Busey Bank, AluFab USA, Lee Health, and Lee County Sheriff's Department.
Now is the time to get countertops at Rock Solid. Why Rock Solid? How about Rock Solid's unbelievable prices? Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite $499, and remnants as low as $150. Rock Solid's vast selection of the finest stone from around the world. Rock Solid's award-winning customer service and installation in about a week. Want the best new countertops for your kitchen? The choice is simple. Rock Solid.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Shouldn't you feel amazing? Hello, this is Dr. Heiler in Naples from the Feel Amazing Institute. If you suffer from chronic knee pain, back pain, or neuropathy, I have solutions for you. Regenerative medicine and stem cell treatment options that are now approved and often paid for by Medicare. Call my office for a free telephone consultation at 239-330-1000. That's 330-1000. This is Dr. Heiler, board-certified chiropractic neurologist. My office combines regenerative medicine, chiropractic, and neurology to help you feel amazing again. Knee pain, back pain, and neuropathy, I have affordable and Medicare-friendly solutions for you. I only do 5 free consultations per week, so please call right away. 239-330-1000. Also at feelamazing.com.
Hi, I'm Dave Harmer, founder of First Class Air Conditioning, serving Southwest Florida since 1977. We are in unique times that require all of us to change the way we go about our daily lives. By practicing safe distance measures, we will protect both you, our customers, and our employees. First Class Air Conditioning is open and here to serve you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break, 92.5 Fox News. Hey, we'd love to hear from you this morning. Coming up, your phone calls 239-479-5592. That's the talk and text line. You can watch wherever you are at drewsteele.com. That's the website, drewsteele.com. Set up specifically, works like an app. So all you have to do is go to drewsteele.com, and just like an app, you can push the video right there. You can watch on your mobile phone. It looks great, by the way, according to Jake. Except for me being on it, my face. I think when he's on there, he says it looks great. When the camera switches to me, he makes this weird face like he just ate a frog in a blender or something like that. Also, you can go to YouTube and Facebook both. Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio, either place, if you would like to consume the program that way. All right, coming up, some of the things that I wanted to mention this morning. There is now we're proving something that I brought up last week that I think is important, how states' rights mean something, how because you see the federal government doing something and you object to it, doesn't mean you have to sit back and take it. Some lessons to be learned from some states out west about what they're doing with regard to federal edicts and mandates that they feel like, hey, listen, we have a say in this as well, especially considering where we are today, where certain states can tell the federal government, hey, we're not going to, when it comes to immigration, yeah, we do what we want. Sanctuary states, sanctuary cities, we're not going to cooperate with you. Yeah, and they end up getting away with it. Well, what about things that are unconstitutional or things that may be constitutional-wise there are questions about, and we can make the process move a little further towards some resolution by standing up for federalism, standing up for our rights as a state. I'll explain in just a second. Ray has been holding patiently in Naples, so I wanted to take his call, and yours as well. Again, 239-479-5592. What's up with you this morning, Ray, on this Monday?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming impeachment. Personally, I believe this impeachment hearing is going to be a blessing. The Trump legal team has been trying to get their cases heard, and I think they're going to use the Trump's impeachment as a format to do it. If I understood the format from the last impeachment, the prosecution had 20 hours over 2 days to put their case. The defense, I believe, had 20 hours over 2 days to put their case. And then the senators had different times to ask questions. I believe you're going to see the Trump defense team use some of that time to put out the evidence that they have been trying to get the Supreme Court and the lower courts to listen to them as far as this election fraud. And I think you're going to hear that during that impeachment. And for the Democrats, I think they're totally going to be blindsided by this.
All right, so let me get this straight. So, Ray, you believe that what the Trump defense team during this impeachment, at a time where we certainly do not want to see this even come to fruition, because constitutionally, I'm not even sure that you can do this as a president that's not in office. How is a non-sitting president, how can that possibly happen? It just shows you, for those that are watching and listening, it just proves how this is politically motivated. That's all this is. This is all about politics. It's all they want. We played the audio last week of Chuck Schumer talking about the whole impetus behind this is just so that he'll never be able to run again. They are afraid of Donald Trump running again in 2024. And why? If he's such a disaster, if everybody hates him, then what are you afraid of is the big overarching question. But I would argue this point. it would be really, I can see where, because it's such a sham, that you would use the opportunity to present to the American people who will be watching this trial the evidence to show of election fraud, the issues of the unconstitutionality of what certain states did with the elections in those states, Pennsylvania being one of them, Wisconsin being one of them, the changing of laws at the last minute, the shutting down of voting at the last minute overnight, and then the clear things that we were able to see and have questions about. But the problem, I think, with that is that would not be something where I see where you're going with this. If I were Donald Trump, I'm not sure that I would be on board with this, because you're trying to show that he's an innocent man in all of this. So how does that, when, remember what the impeachment is about. The impeachment is about the incitement of riots and how they can prove, and they're going to have to prove, that there was no incitement. There was no language in incitement. There was nothing of the sort. And so that's what they're going to need to stick with and defend. I'm concerned that if you're a lawyer that, and I'm not a lawyer, but maybe if you're a lawyer that's listening, I would suggest that that's probably not a good way for a lawyer to go, is to take that moment to put something in there that's not, that I would see as, and you may disagree, not relevant to the protection of the client, in order to make sure. I
don't think he's going to need that much time to defend himself on the charges.
So your thinking is that he's going to lose no matter what, because it's a Senate that's already in Democrats' hands. So just the fact that this would go to that there would be a trial here, that this would happen, that case, just knowing that would lead you to believe that nobody's going to peel off. It's going to be going against the president no matter what. So why not use the time to introduce that?
Yes, because they've always been trying to get that evidence heard, and here's the perfect format to get it before the American people, because people are going to be watching this. And that's all they wanted to do. Sidney Powell and Rudy, they just wanted to get their evidence heard in some court in some fashion, and they haven't been able to. No. Here's a court with the senators sitting there, and they're going to have the opportunity. It may not take the whole 20 hours, but they're going to take some of the times to bring that out. And I believe that's what you're going to see.
Well, we'll see, Ray. We'll see if you're right. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. I'm not sure that's the venue. I'm not sure I agree with Ray, but I see where he's going. Can I ask a quick question, an aside here? Because I just noticed this story on NBC2, and I want to know, I'm a little concerned about this reporting. I mean, listen, it's local media, so you have to suggest that it's going to be a little sketchy when it comes to the reporting, because it's media. It's the left. It's people that dislike you as a conservative, or you as a Trump supporter. You can expect that. You think it's just national media? No, it's local media as well. Did you hear about this, Jake? Or do you know of anybody that was talking about this weekend? Or if you were there, can you explain this to me? The headline in NBC2 reads, Occupy Edison Mall. Demonstrators gather in Fort Myers. Occupy Edison Mall. Okay. When you think of Occupy Edison Mall, you think Occupy Wall Street, you think Occupy, the Occupy issues that we've had in this country and who was a part of it. And okay. Mall security and Fort Myers police beefed up security as the nice weather brought people out to shop. Demonstrators arrived, but they never stepped foot into the mall. Around 20 conservative people, following this, rallied against what they said is big tech censoring their voices. They arrived one after another on US 41. I'm looking at the video that's on the website. There's like 5 people there. No joke. There's 5 people in front of the entrance to the Edison Mall. Maybe 6. But they said around 20 showed up. Fort Myers police and Edison Mall administrators met as they pulled in. they were saying that there was a riot getting out of hand at the Edison Mall from these rally organizers. And the guy is like, well, hold on a second. We're out here because we want to make our voices heard because we're unable to do it online anymore. They said the guy that put this together was there because they're frustrated. And they're worried about the platforms violating freedom of speech, social media companies not allowing them to be on there to talk about what they, right? Okay. But somehow this was made into a riot was happening at the Edison Mall. There were like 6 people outside who were talking about freedom of speech. They never went inside. The rally's organizers said rumors of a riot got out of hand. FBI was receiving tips that there was going to be an assault on the Edison Mall. These are conservatives who just wanted to be outside the mall and let people know that they were concerned about big tech and censorship. They never went inside. It wasn't the case. Instead, we saw shoppers and others passing by hearing their voices from outside the mall, actually on the sidewalk. They never went inside. They never went inside. It was because somebody brought this to my attention. And the sense here was that the FBI was concerned because there were tips that the conservatives were going to go in the mall and do an occupy. The guy's like, we're standing out in front of 41. I mean, it's on Edison Mall in 41, and there's like 20 of us, and we're concerned about big tech censorship, and we're not going inside. And if you look at them, they're just hanging out. It's where did you come up with this? I think it's, there's reporting that gets done that people get worried about, and it kind of, like, we're not sure about these stories. The idea of occupying something has a connotation to it when you're talking about Occupy Wall Street or Occupy, and in the past what we've seen that gives you a sense of what could be coming. But by all accounts, there was nothing happening except the opportunity to freely speak about what their concerns were from the street. They didn't even go inside. So how is the FBI getting tips about riots? Who sent those? I don't know, just those things that you see that are just kind of sketchy. Like, I really would like more information, and like how they do this kind of thing. And it's, it is sad that we're in a position right now, and maybe not for too long, because 2022 is on the way, and a lot of changes could happen at the ballot box as long as we're concerned still about election integrity. And we're going to get to that in just a second, because Rand Paul going after George Stephanopoulos was brilliant on many levels. And if you didn't hear the audio of Rand Paul doing this, going after George Stephanopoulos on ABC this week, it was something to behold. And it was great because the Twitterverse is making it sound like, oh, George Stephanopoulos making a fool out of Rand Paul. Yeah, not the case. But there's certain things that we have to be able to talk about, define, and fight back against. And I'll give you an example. In the past week, the Montana House Judiciary Committee passed a bill which would create the, quote, Save Women Sports Act, an act that would bar biological boys from teams or in sports designated for women or girls. By passing the bill, the committee set up a floor hearing in the Montana House. This is from the Daily Wire. Sponsor of this bill wanted to protect the 1972 Title IX. Permitting biological boys to compete against biological girls would, quote, just be wrong. I believe that this will end in the destruction of women's sports, and I believe it's a violation of the spirit of Title IX. Now, it goes on and talks about the history of Title IX. It goes on talking about that the Olympic performances since 1983, talking about athletes, both sexes improved over time. The gender gap between male and female performances remains stable, and all the reasons why they would do this. Now, number one, it continues to bring up the discussion of what certain states and individuals believe, even though the federal government and the Biden administration wants to push something forward that many people disagree with. But it also shows you how in states you have a say. Your legislature has a say, especially if you feel like it will be a violation of the Constitution. If the federal government is going to tell us that our speech is going to be stifled in some way, shape, or form, and that a mandate from the federal government is coming that will do just that, then as a state and a state legislature, it is your duty to make sure that we have laws in place that will stop that from happening, for example, here in the state of Florida. If you know it's unconstitutional, let Montana go to the courts, let us go to the courts, and let's be able to stand up for our state rights and be able to have a discussion about this. Now, whether or not you agree with this is not necessarily the issue. The issue becomes when we are told it's one way and one way only, and you don't have an opportunity to have the discussion like Rand Paul did with George Stephanopoulos on ABC this week that you'll see. Jake, are we going to be able to do Drew's College? Can I do that right now? Are we running out of time? Oh. All right, 239-479-5592. I guess we'll pass it up for today. We'll save it for tomorrow. I'm so sorry I'm getting behind on this. I'm looking at the time. I didn't realize I've got a new setup here in front of me, so I don't. All right, well, let's do that. Let's take a break right now. 239-479-5592 is the phone number. We stream live every day, drewsteele.com. It's like an app. You take it with you on your phone, on your smart device. You're able to watch wherever you are, and YouTube and Facebook both at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. Don't forget about that. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
It's time to get back outside at the 6th Annual Lovers Key Boat Show, Market, and Seafood Fest. Bonita Springs Rotary invites you to a weekend of seafood, beer garden, boats, arts and crafts, and Florida sunshine. Along with the Friends of Lovers Key, our COVID-safe outdoor event is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 to 5. The parking's free, the beer's cold, the shrimp and fish are fresh. Get out of the house. Come on out. Join us in the sunshine and support our local charities. LoversKeyNauticalMarket.com.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Your smartphone makes you smarter when you use it to join the conversation on 92.5 Fox News with Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel on your way home. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
Fort Myers Mitsubishi has the solution to your resolution. Bring in any trade, regardless of condition, and get $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for it, so you can drive home your new Mitsubishi today. Drive away in a new 2021 Outlander Sport with standard safety features like forward collision mitigation, automatic high beams, lane keep assist, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, starting from $18,990. That's just $18,990 for a brand new Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And make your credit worries a thing of the past. If you have a full-time job and a $500 down payment, we want to approve your credit. Get pre-qualified risk-free at FortMyersMitsubishi.com.
It's a solution.
Get $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade, so you can drive home your new Mitsubishi today. Only at Fort Myers Mitsubishi. Offers no combined, plus tax time, destination, and admin. All factory rebates apply.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News. Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
Special delivery at the Senate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The House will send the second Trump impeachment case today, teeing up a new trial.
We have no choice.
Democratic Senator Ben Hardin told Fox,
I think all of us are going to be potential jurors, recognize the seriousness of our responsibilities. We also know the seriousness of what happened on January the 6th.
That's the date of the deadly Capitol attack. The former president accused of inciting. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, impeachment managers expected to walk the article to the Senate around 7 p.m. Eastern. This as lawmakers debate the constitutionality of trying a former president. Republican Senator Mike Rounds on NBC's Meet the Press.
To begin with, I think it's a moot point.
because I think right now Donald Trump is no longer the president. He is a former president.
GOP Senator Mitt Romney says he believes the trial is constitutional. After the article is transmitted, there will be a 2-week pause to allow the former president to prepare a defense. Once the trial gets underway, senators will listen to arguments 6 days a week, breaking only on Sundays. Dave?
Rachel, President Biden will issue a Buy American executive order today, sharpening rules on federal money being used to buy products made in America. Also, today is expected that a ban that President Trump ordered lifted will be put back in place.
The ban prohibits travelers from the UK, Ireland, and 26 countries in Europe, as well as Brazil and South Africa. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky will sign an order today requiring passengers 2 years old and up to wear masks on all public transportation.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, former Trump press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders wants a new job.
Today, I announced my candidacy for governor of Arkansas and ask for your prayers and your support.
For the 10th time, Tom Brady's going to the Super Bowl, this time with his new team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will beat Green Bay 31-26. Brady and the Bucs will play the defending champion Chiefs. Kansas City beat Buffalo. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on the interstate is causing traffic to stand still. This is heading south of Daniels all the way to Corkscrew. Really avoid 75 this morning. You have a few options. You can take 41, Three Oaks, even Ben Hill if you are heading southbound. Now, if you're in Fort Myers, 2 crashes on 41. There's a crash at Daniels in 41, westbound delays on Daniels. The crash at 41 in College is slowing traffic south on College. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it. Most spots below a 1/4 inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in. Good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor. The Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Heat pumps take heat out of the air and put it in your pool. They cost less to run than gas heaters, and you won't have panels on your roof. Special pricing, rebates, and free on-site evaluations. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event men with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. How are you today? 239-479-5592. Hope you're feeling pretty good. This morning, we stream live. Anytime you want to watch, you can carry us with you right in your pocket there. DrewSteele.com. The website has been set up specifically for you to use mobile. So DrewSteele.com, you just go there, and this way you can watch on your mobile phone. You can watch on your iPad, your mobile device. You can watch on your computer, and you can always go to YouTube and Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, and if you want to subscribe or like, that's fine. Whatever you would like to do. I just enjoy the fact that you're able to watch the program if that's what you so choose to do. And being here and being a part of this show each and every day is something that I appreciate. Maybe you're waking up today and you're excited. If you're still following the NFL, you're excited about the Tampa Bay Bucks being in the Super Bowl, the first time in history in the NFL that the home team will be, that the stadium that the big game will be playing in will be the home team or home stadium for a team. The Tampa Bay Bucks are going to be at home for the Super Bowl. All right, that's all you need to know. And maybe you're excited about that if you're still following the NFL, which, by the way, I think had a 7% decline in viewership this year. So, wait, Mike in Naples, you wanted to comment already on the games?
Yes, on the NFL games yesterday.
Yeah, of course, because anytime anybody wants to talk about NFL games, this is the place to go. Dun, 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 dun. Because, we are, well, anyway, what's your thoughts there, Mike?
Okay, in the first game.
Which was the first game, by the way? I didn't watch either one, and I'm not sure which was.
Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
Okay, gotcha.
Tampa Bay was the visiting team. They stayed on the field during the national anthem, and they all stood. Green Bay, the home team, stayed in their locker, so they didn't have to come out at all.
Is that right?
Over. In the second game, Kansas City was the home team. They stood on the field during the anthem, but Buffalo Bills stayed in the locker. They did not come out for the anthem until after it was over. The two teams that didn't come out, Green Bay and Buffalo, both lost. So I think it's kind of poetic justice. But my question is, was this just an appeasement for Black Lives Matter and the pros themselves that they showed, okay, one team will stand in the anthem and the other team could stay in the locker and not come out at all?
Well,
and
yeah.
I think
go ahead. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I think that it's disgraceful. I made a suggestion way back when this all began that during the national anthem, both teams should stand and be on the field standing. And if they have to have a Black Lives Matter anthem, then they can kneel after it if that's what they decide to do. That could appease both sides that way. But both teams should show respect for the country, not just one team.
Well, I guess it shows you, number one, that it hasn't ended. They've just figured out a way to create it. If what you're saying is true, and I don't know that this was a setup behind the scenes to appease the teams. I'm not sure why this happened this way. If it was, and you're describing it properly, then it just shows that the NFL is doing their best to try to make it appear as if there's nothing to see here, move along, when many people are not moving along, and there are people who have made a decision, and a conscious decision, and will continue to make a decision to not consume the product, which is their right to do, which is the right of everybody to even look at places like Amazon and say, listen, if you're going to take Parler off and you're not going to have them available free speech and you have a problem with that, then maybe I'll decide that if I want to go purchase something on Amazon, that I can go find the creator, the manufacturer of that product and get it from their website specifically, if that's what they decide to do. So I don't know whether or not that was planned that way. I would assume that because they didn't come out, that it was. And it just shows you that it's not going away. It's not going away anytime soon. And we might see other things that are happening moving forward that will cement that it's not going away. And
I just disgraceful that it occurred, and I believe that was what it was. It was a fix between the NFL and the players themselves.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. 239-479-5592. You can watch at drewsteele.com, and that makes us mobile. The website's set up to be mobile. Jake, you're smiling about something. As people commenting or something, is that what you're doing? You're watching the chat? Because people get crazy on the chat. If you're not watching, you at least follow the chat. I hear more people about what's going on our comment and reaction on Facebook, YouTube, and on drewsteele.com. That is quite fun.
Do you really want to know what I'm doing?
Nope.
Okay.
I hope a lot of it has to do with being here.
No, it's some things that me and you have been working on outside of things. And I'm thinking of. So I've been investigating the whole Parler shutdown with the Amazon servers.
Oh, tell me more.
So
okay, yeah.
Trying to think of a way for us to do our thing on our own
without
having anyone host us. Thinking about starting my own server for you to just run the show, the program.
There's a way to do that? That would be kind of fun.
I think I can. There's a lot of learning involved.
All right. Hey, listen, I like your ingenuity. I like your zeal, your zest for going ahead, for being like you're like a little baby Jeff Bezos.
Exactly.
You're a baby Bezos.
You can't shut it down if it's in my mom's basement.
That's right. Listen, there's a lot of people that are in their mom's basement, right? We've heard that before, right?
He is like a little baby.
I don't know, somebody. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. 239-479-5592. Well, what else is going on this morning? Oh, how about this? How about this little nugget? Listen to this.
We will succeed, but only if we hold the line against the attacks on our freedom and push forward with fresh ideas under a new generation of leadership. It will be a long, hard fight, and my opponents are already turning their fire on me. But here's the truth. As White House press secretary, I never had to worry about the far left and their allies at CNN or the New York Times defining me, because I have a creator who's already done that. I'm a Christian, a wife, a mom, a proud Arkansan. My opponents will do everything in their power to destroy me, but I will not apologize for who I am or who I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for you. I will not retreat. I will not surrender. And I will not bow down to the radical left. Not now, not ever. As governor, I will defend our freedom and lead with heart. I hope you will stand with me by going to sarahforgovernor.com to donate and join our movement.
All right, there it is. And with that, you have Yeah, that. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is running for governor in the state of Arkansas. How about that? So putting the money where their mouth is, so to speak. Or Sarah Huckabee Sanders running for governor. She's talking about the radical left not defining her as a Christian. She doesn't worry about that. New York Times had. Oh, there it is. Okay, no, this is good. All right, here it is. The New York Times over the weekend is labeling Joe Biden as the, quote, most religiously observant, unquote, president in 50 years. Pundits were quick to point out former Presidents George W. Bush and Jimmy Carter. Conservatives ripped the New York Times for describing President Biden as, quote, perhaps the most religiously observant commander-in-chief in half a century. Pundits were quick to point out that the former President George W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, they were pretty outspoken in their faith. George W. Bush said Jesus Christ was his favorite philosopher and credited Billy Graham with changing his life. Jimmy Carter taught Sunday school. Come on, man. I added the come on, man. Pastor and author Daniel Darling wrote on Twitter, I think it's fair to say that Biden is sincere in a version of liberal Christianity, but the most religiously observant in half century, not even the most religiously observant liberal in that stretch. Jimmy Carter, said the Washington Examiner's Jim Antle. He's more religiously observant than Republicans, you told us, were turning the country into a Christian theocracy, said Seth Mandel from the Washington Examiner. The Times article claims that Joe Biden was reflecting on Pope Francis's focus on environmental protection, poverty, and migration. Oh, really? Okay, and the Paris Climate Accord. Okay, and how about, is he focusing on abortion too? I'm just wondering where the Catholic Church stands on abortion. Just asking. Maybe that's something we can talk about. Or maybe not, because, the left tells us what we can and can't talk about. And then, a little part of what they're doing. In Biden's Catholic faith, this is the actual New York Times article headline. In Biden's Catholic faith, an ascendant liberal Christianity. An ascendant liberal Christianity. What's an ascendant liberal Christianity? It's an interesting way of putting that. Because as I talked to people over the weekend about this, and we got deep into this topic, it's almost as if the New York Times is saying that an ascendant liberal Christianity is like, listen, when Sarah Huckabee Sanders talks about being a Christian, when George W. Bush talked about it in the past, even Jimmy Carter, oh, no, it's different now. There's an ascendant liberal Christianity. And if you read into the article, you start to come to the conclusion that the New York Times and others are beginning to define your faith and what is and isn't Christianity and what isn't and is your faith and what it means and how you can mold it and shape it to be whatever you want. I didn't know you can do that. I didn't know there were some things that we always believed were absolutes that were, it's a new liberal Christianity. It's a new thing, baby. It's a new thing. Come on now. Got to get with the times. Things change. So do interpretations and what is and isn't. It's a crazy read. But that's what they're doing with Joe Biden. And so it depends on which side you're on. That will define how the left in this country will say that you are and are not with your faith and what it actually means and how you can't be confused by some things you see, like the issues of abortion and how Joe Biden can think that he's okay with that and still profess to be a Catholic, where last time I checked, I'm not positive, but has anything changed? Well, according to the New York Times, liberal Christianity. Listen, we're in a new day and age. I don't know. Anyway. 239-479-5592. All right, Eric in Naples wanted to comment on what, Eric? I'm not sure exactly. Go ahead. What's on your mind today?
Okay, so if our new president had been honestly elected, I don't think he'd have so much fear and need all the armed military around him so he could sleep. And then the New World Order thing wants you to have one religion, one money, one government. I get all that from the Great Controversy book.
Thanks for the call, Eric. I appreciate it. There he goes. I don't know what that was all about. 239-479-5592. Thank you, Eric in Naples. All right, when we come back, let's take a break. I want to play this audio from Rand Paul and George Stephanopoulos. If you missed it from over the weekend, it's some of the best audio video that you're going to listen to, watch all weekend, probably all year. I mean, we're only not that far into it. But it's good stuff. And it really defines what the battle is, everybody. The battle in the liberal media and what they are trying to do to you. And good for Rand Paul for standing up. And let's talk about what he said. Play the audio coming up in case you missed it. It's spectacular. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Unfortunately, no relief on the interstate. Still seeing a backup heading south of Daniels from the crash that is just south of Alico. Between Daniels and Corkscrew, the interstate is slammed. I would go ahead and stick to 41 or Tree Line south of Daniels. If you're heading south of Alico, you have Ben Hill, Three Oaks, or US 41. Now, if you're heading out in Fort Myers, the crash at 41 and Daniels Parkway, slightly delaying traffic southbound on US 41. Normal morning rush underway on Colonial Boulevard west of Tree Line to the interstate, and still slammed on the Daniels extension as well if you're heading west to Gateway Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Monday, we're going to be starting with patchy areas of fog, mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, breezy at times with high temperatures nice and warm near 82 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. And I love talking to Dave because when I talk to Dave, I know that means he has something special for you. In this case, like I have in my home, Core Tech is absolutely amazing, Dave. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. And boy, you've got a lot of Core Tech right now in stock.
Yes, we do. And we've got about 6 or 7 truckloads coming to beat the tariff increase, and we're going to guarantee a freeze of the prices on all our in-stock Core-Tech. We're not going to go up 50 cents a square foot, and we're going to save it for our customers.
And so when it comes to Core-Tech, I mean, it is just amazing the selection that you have. And not only that, the installation is incredible. What you do there is fantastic.
Yes, and we stock 100 colors of Core-Tech.
Floor Meisters, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood, Florida's getaway destination, is playing your song. Come discover your rhythm safely with our industry-leading Safe and Sound program, including stringent sanitary protocols like face masks, temperature checks, and consistent cleaning and sanitizing throughout the casino. And more space for you to stay, play, and dine. When you're ready for good, clean fun, come to the home of the world-famous Guitar Hotel, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
There are not two sides to the story. This has been looked at in every single state.
Oh, sure there are.
There
are two sides to every story.
State.
George, you're forgetting who you are. You're forgetting who you are as a journalist. If you think there's only one side, you're inserting yourself into the story to say, I'm a liar because I want to look at election fraud and I want to look at secretaries of state who illegally changed the voter laws without the permission of their state legislatures. That is incontrovertible. It happened. And you can't just sweep that under the rug and say, oh, nothing to see here, and everybody's a liar and you're a fool if you bring this up. You're inserting yourself into the story. A journalist would hear both sides, and there are two sides to this story.
Yes. Thank you, Rand Paul. Thank you for saying what everybody is thinking, and thank you for going. See, there's another blessing. There's another a noticeable difference in life after the presidency of Donald Trump, and it's this. The right in this country, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, and others have discovered something that they knew before, but now understand that they have not only permission, but an obligation to challenge the left and the media in this country and go after them on what terms that they set up. That now, thanks to President Trump, that the former president, that you have the proof that it works and the ability to go after them. And that was Rand Paul going after George Stephanopoulos, who was trying to tell Rand Paul that, no. We've been gaslighting you on the issue of election integrity, and you need to listen to us, and you need to acquiesce to what we have been telling you and what the whole world knows is the truth because we define it. And if you don't go along with it, then we're going to just keep pushing and not ask for the evidence and not ask for anything else because we're gaslighting you is basically what they're doing. And a perfect example of what happened. So when we come back, you've got to hear the rest of this. This is going to be a big story today. A lot of people on this network are going to be talking about this, are going to be breaking this down, and it's important for a lot of reasons. When we come back, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, I'm sure that will be near the top, that one. But when you hear the battle between Rand Paul and George Stephanopoulos on ABC this week, and what went down, and how you don't get to tell us that we can't ask questions. When did that stop? When did asking questions now completely end? It hasn't. And you don't have to stop. We can ask questions. And wait till you hear what he said. It was, it was spectacular. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, watch at drewsteele.com. We're streaming live right now.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Lace up those running shoes, Southwest Florida. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention is January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Visit runsignup.com and search Busey Bank to enter. Long sleeve dry fit shirt included with $25 registration fee. Go to runsignup.com and search Busey Bank. Proceeds support Drug House Odyssey and local SAD clubs. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention, January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Sponsored by Busey Bank, Alufab USA, Lee Health, and Lee County Sheriff's Department.
We've been waiting for COVID-19 vaccines to be developed. Now, waiting for them to get to us. But you can do more than wait. You have powerful ways to help slow the spread right now and protect your family and loved ones too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. It's risky to be indoors with them too. And of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports masks protect the people who wear them and folks around them. And wash your hands using soap and water for 20 seconds. And do it frequently. Vaccines won't make COVID go away overnight, but they give us a real chance to finally overcome it. As long as we keep watching our distance, wearing our masks, and washing our hands.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from. All backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I'm Chris Foster. This evening, the Senate receives the article of impeachment against former President Trump, incitement of insurrection for the riot at the Capitol. Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar on ABC's This Week.
He sent an angry mob down the mall to invade the Capitol, didn't try to stop it, and a police officer was killed. I don't really know what else you need to know.
Florida Republican Marco Rubio tells Fox News Sunday Donald Trump bears some responsibility.
I think that's separate from the notion of let's revisit this all and stir it up again.
Impeachment trial arguments start February 9th. Coronavirus cases and hospitalizations are lower nationwide.
The U.S. has passed more than 419,000 COVID-19 deaths. Hospitalizations are at more than 110,000, according to Johns Hopkins. California's governor is expected to lift strict lockdown restrictions much of the state has been under since a case surged last month.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Unfortunately, no relief on the interstate. Still seeing a backup heading south of Daniels from the crash that is just south of Alico. Between Daniels and Corkscrew, the interstate is slammed. I would go ahead and stick to 41 or Tree Line south of Daniels. If you're heading south of Alico, you have Ben Hill, Three Oaks, or US 41. Now, if you're heading out in Fort Myers, the crash at 41 and Daniels Parkway, slightly delaying traffic southbound on US 41. Normal morning rush underway on Colonial Boulevard west of Tree Line to the interstate, and still slammed on the Daniels extension as well if you're heading west to Gateway Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way through Wednesday, we're going to be starting with areas of morning fog. Eventually, the fog will lift. A mixture of sunshine and clouds, some pretty warm weather, as high temperatures will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. Next cold front is going to be Wednesday night into the overnight of Thursday morning. That front is going to be bringing in some spotty showers, rainfall amounts, and that's even if you see it. Most spots below a quarter inch. Then the front clears, cooler, drier air moves in. Good amount of sunshine for Thursday towards Friday as winds do crank up, with high temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Your old pool pump is an energy hog and likely your second greatest user of electricity. We'll install a new Pentair energy-efficient pump, saving you over $500 a year. We're a family company, And for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088. You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Hi, it's Drew Steele. Again, I cannot thank you enough for making this program your program and to start your morning, especially on a Monday, with us right here on 92.5 Fox News. Thank you so much. All right, coming up, if you have something you want to talk about, the thing that we do leading up to the end of the program, whatever is on your mind, then I'll talk about whatever. Doesn't matter, whatever you're thinking about. All right, it's time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
There was parallel data streams coming into the White House that were not transparently utilized. And I needed to stop that. Where people
You mean outside advisors?
Outside advisors coming to inside advisors. And to this day, I mean, till the day I left, I'm convinced there were parallel data streams because
disinformation.
I saw the president presenting graphs that I never made.
She never made. There's Dr. Birx making graphs that she never made. And of course, being the preeminent scientist, that only her advice and suggestions and graphs could be used, even though publicly there's plenty of data and information that had gone on through the beginning of Dr. Birx's term with the former President Trump, and how data points maybe were not explained properly from within Dr. Birx. And so the former president went to some others, epidemiologists and some others outside, and to check the data. I know. Anyway, we can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to question Dr. Birx, who was on Face the Nation. And you know how anytime there's someone who would go after the former president, got to get him on the network, baby. And so there they are on Face the Nation with Dr. Birx saying, it was the president presenting graphs. I never made these graphs. Somebody was creating a parallel set of data, which is interesting. Number one, if you're if you were witnessing this, and you're someone with integrity, then why didn't you step up and say, hey, there's something going on here at the time? You could have done that. And then the second part is, look, the spin is on. And anytime that someone's out there to even suggest that there's some help with a media who hates the former president and wants to continue to talk about him as if he's still around and he's not, then they're going to bring him on the network. But she used discredited models. She took her family on Thanksgiving when everybody said don't go out for Thanksgiving because there might be this big COVID spread, Thanksgiving and super spreader events and double super spreaders, which didn't happen Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you look at the numbers now, you see that never transpired. But she told everybody not to go out on Thanksgiving and then got together with her whole family for the holidays. A little hypocritical there, but we'll follow the science.
Number 4.
Toss to Godwin. He's got the first down, and this game's over. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to Super Bowl 55. Super Bowl 55 in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, for those that followed last night, I don't know how many of you were watching, if you're paying attention, if you're still paying attention to the NFL at all. But the Tampa Bay Bucs beat the Packers winning the NFC Championship. And it's a big deal because it's Tom Brady, 10th Super Bowl. It's the first time a Super Bowl team is going to play in their home stadium. It just happens to be Tampa Bay, which is kind of the fun part. But if you're still following along, then that happened yesterday.
Number 3.
Where's the audio? I don't know what that was, Jake. maybe I need to start it again. Hold on. Let's make believe, everybody that's standing around, make believe that didn't happen. And let's go to the next clip. Let's see if this is this it? I don't know. Let's try this one. Here we go.
Number 3.
Hater who's already done that. I'm a Christian, a wife, a mom, a proud Arkansan. My opponents will do everything in their power to destroy me, but I will not apologize for who I am or who I'm fighting for.
There you go. Sarah Huckabee Sanders announcing that she's going to run for governor in the state of Arkansas. That was the whole dramatic music and the whole thing, and that's what it was all about. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders going to be running again. Interesting.
Number 2.
I assume the Biden, I did 5 years of Obama, and I assume the Biden presidency will be a lot like the Obama presidency in that they will be responsive and will be able to quickly back up what they're saying.
Okay, that's funny. That is the Washington Post's fact checker. His name is Glenn Kessler. He just wants to let you know that we fact check everything that's going on. And unlike the Trump administration, which, they were just lies upon lies. And oh, man, we were fact checking overtime. It was tough to keep all the facts together because there weren't any because, it's Trump. I assume the Biden presidency will be a lot like the Obama presidency and that they'll be responsive and that we'll be able to quickly back up what they're saying. In other words, hey, listen, we're not really going to check. We don't really have to do fact checks. They're going to back it up to us and they're going to say, hey, it's a fact. And we're going to go, oh, okay, it's a fact. And we don't have to. That's our fact checking, everybody. So you can trust them. Come on, that's funny.
Number 1.
There are not two sides of the story. This has been looked at in every single state. The election results were certified in every single state.
There are two sides to every story. George, you're forgetting who you are. You're forgetting who you are as a journalist. If you think there's only one side, you're inserting yourself into the story to say, I'm a liar because I want to look at election fraud and I want to look at secretaries of state who illegally changed the voter laws without the permission of their state legislatures. That is incontrovertible. It happened. And you can't just sweep that under the rug and say, oh, nothing to see here, and everybody's a liar and you're a fool if you bring this up. You're inserting yourself into the story. A journalist would hear both sides, and there are two sides to this story.
Yes, a journalist would hear both sides, but you're not a journalist, George Stephanopoulos. That's Rand Paul stepping up, and what a great job he did over the weekend on ABC This Week.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And good for him, and good for others that will do the same thing, that will fight against a liberal media, a leftist media in this country that's doing whatever the Democrats say. Well, they're one and the same, and you know how that works. Where Rand Paul was not going to take what George Stephanopoulos was trying to dish out. Now, you got to hear the rest of this because this was spectacular, and a lot of people are going to talk about this. George Stephanopoulos, the former press secretary for Bill Clinton, becomes an ABC News host, and you know how it works, just like Rand Paul said. You're inserting yourself into these stories. You're not giving the other side a chance to even explain themselves or even to show evidence. You've already set the gaslighting underway. The lie upon lie upon lie, and then the structures around the lie. And if you go against what the lie is, then you're the liar. And that's what they do. So just listen to, and I'm going to break this down because you've got to hear it piece by piece. This is Rand Paul taking a page out of the former President Trump's playbook, and good for him. And this is George Stephanopoulos asking the question of Rand Paul. Now, he was trying to get Amy Klobuchar on to start the program, and I guess there was a mic issue, so he goes to Rand Paul initially. So you can imagine Amy Klobuchar and George Stephanopoulos versus Rand Paul, how this was going to go. But here you go. He opens it up by saying this.
Senator Paul, let me begin with a threshold question for you. This election was not stolen. Do you accept that fact?
Do you accept that fact? It's a fact. We don't even need a fact checker. I don't even need Washington Post fact checkers to tell me that this is a fact. Everybody acknowledges this is a fact. This is a fact acknowledged by me, George Stephanopoulos. Jake the Millennial's like, yeah, I think it's a fact. Well, he doesn't really say that, but people behind a radio microphone say it's a fact. People behind cameras say it's a fact. The Democrats say it's a fact. We all say it's a fact. You're the only one that's not saying it's a fact. It's a fact. And if it's a fact, well, then how could you go against the fact? So he's already setting it up. Do you see where the gaslighting is going and how this works? It's a fact. There was no stealing of an election. Why can't you just say it? It's a fact. So Rand Paul is like...
Well, what I would say is that the debate over whether or not there was fraud should occur. We never had any presentation in court where we actually looked at the evidence. Most of the cases were thrown out for lack of standing, which is a procedural way of not actually hearing the question.
Right. So, the lack of standing, they didn't hear the question, all of these cases that people are talking about, we actually didn't have the displaying of evidence. We're allowed to talk about this still, right? Or do we get in trouble for saying it? Do I get in trouble for talking about this on this station? Will others now throughout the day get in trouble for talking about this? Will you get in trouble in public? Certainly not in private or public. You're not allowed to talk about this because it's a fact. You're just lying. And now you're part of the troublemakers that were out there on January 6th. Do you see how this operates? Do you see how this works against you? We're just trying to have a discussion and get to the facts.
There were several states in which the law was changed by the Secretary of State and not the state legislature. To me, those are clearly unconstitutional. And I think there's still a chance that those actually do finally work their way up to the Supreme Court.
We would like to see that as well. When people say, well, what else can we do? Well, to Rand Paul's point, why can't they continue to make their way up to the Supreme Court? Why does it have to stop? Why does it have to end? Why does it have to be that states can't continue to talk about this and present this now to the Supreme Court once again and display all the evidence so we can see, so we can make sure it doesn't happen again? Because if we don't have the integrity of the vote, we don't have a country. But it's just a lie, and you can't talk about it. And even the fact that I'm talking about it now, I can only imagine I'm being, well, you get the idea.
Courts traditionally and historically don't like to hear election questions. But yes, were there people who voted twice? Were there dead people who voted? Were there illegal aliens who voted? Yes, and we should get to the bottom of it.
Now, you can see where this is going, right? Dead people voting, voter rolls, all right? You can see where this is going. It's like, you could just see George Stephanopoulos saying something like... It happens all the time. There's always questions about elections. There's always people that are dead that are voting. There's always people that are illegal that are voting. There's always these problems of mail-in ballots every once in a while, these little issues. There's always, you can just see him saying that, right? It's
Senator Paul, I have
a difference, and those things
I have to stop
occur.
you there. No election is perfect, but there were 86 challenges.
Okay, no election is perfect. But there were 86 challenges.
Filed by President Trump and his allies in court, all were dismissed. Every state certified the results after investigations, counts, and recounts. The Department of Justice, led by William Barr, said there's no widespread evidence of fraud. Can't you just say the words, this election was not stolen?
What I would suggest is...
Can't you do this? Can't you stop and just say the words? Can't they come out of your mouth so we can hold it against you? Can't you just stop with this nonsense? We're not allowed to talk about this anymore, everybody. We're not even allowed to have the conversation. And George Stephanopoulos is saying there were counts and recounts. Counts and recounts of what? Were they counts and recounts of mail-in ballots? Because I'm just asking the question, when we go back, if we have to go back and you're forcing us to go back in time, did we ever establish whether or not all the mail-in ballots that were recounted were actually legitimate ballots? You can't say that. You can't talk about that. You're not allowed to ask the questions.
What I would suggest is that if we want greater confidence in our elections, and 75% of Republicans agree with me, is that we do need to look at election integrity, and we do need to see if we can restore confidence in the elections.
We do. We absolutely do. Now, there's a problem there in what Rand Paul just said, and the problem is because he's bringing up Republicans. Because, Democrats could care less. They think it was fair. Everything was fair and square. Mail-in ballots are great. Ask Jeff Bezos, for example, what he thinks about mail-in ballots. Jeff Bezos loves the idea of mail-in ballots. He was the one that was talking. Oh, wait a second. That's pretty funny because it was Jeff Bezos from Amazon who demanded in-person union votes. There is a warehouse in Alabama that decided that they wanted to form a union. And Jeff Bezos is like, no. You can't do mail-in ballots. You got to show up in person because there's a risk of fraud with mail-in ballots. Well, that's pretty funny. In August of 2020, the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos' paper, insisted that President Trump's concerns about the risk of fraud because of states that had switched entirely to mail-in voting were, quote, without evidence, as was his claim that, quote, ballots would take too long to process. And believe me, I can go on and on and on and on with the hypocrisy, but, it's there. And so it keeps going on. And listen, Rand Paul's had enough.
There's no widespread evidence of election fraud that overturned the results. That was stated as well by the Department of Justice led by President Trump's Attorney General. In Wisconsin, there were counts and recounts.
Never studied that. Even that's not true. Even that's not true. William Barr said that directly. Barr said that, but there was. Yes, he said that, yes. That was a pronouncement. There has been no thorough examination of all the states to see what problems we had and see if they could fix them. Now, let me say, to be clear, I voted to certify the state electors because I think it would be wrong for Congress to overturn that. But at the same time, I'm not willing just to sit here and say, oh, everybody on the Republican side is a liar and there is no fraud. No, there were lots of problems, and there were secretaries of state who illegally changed the law, and that needs to be fixed. And I'm going to work hard to fix it, and I won't be cowed by people saying, oh, you're a liar. That's the problem with the media today, is they say all Republicans are liars and everything we say is a lie. There are two sides to every story. Interview somebody on the other side, but don't insert yourself into the story to say we're all liars because we think there's some fraud in the election.
They got that right. Good for Rand Paul for standing up. Listen, there's two sides. There's never been an investigation. We'd like to have it because we care about election integrity, because we care about the country. Doesn't make a difference which side it's on, Republican, Democrats. We care about the election and election integrity. But you're not allowed to talk about it anymore. You can't even mention it. You can't say it. Oh. Because if you do, then you're the type of person that would go to Washington, D.C. like what happened on January 6th. You see how this plays out, and you see how unfair that is. But good for Rand Paul for standing up to the media across the board, standing up to the media and saying enough is enough. You're inserting yourself into the story, and instead you should be getting information from both sides and then figuring out what the truth is from there with an honest analysis, but they won't do it. And he just calls attention to what we already know. The media, the left, Democrats, all the same. And this is such an important piece of audio and video, and I would encourage you to watch. And even if you want to revisit the show and listen to this again, drewsteele.com. You can go to the website. The website has been set up specifically to be mobile. So it's very simple. You can watch it on your phone, on your mobile device, drewsteele.com. Just go there. It's set up specifically that way, like an app. But this is the kind of fight that you have to have. Republicans have to have this kind of fight. To go after the media and say enough is enough, to know that and hold Rand Paul accountable. Listen, if he's saying that he's going to go state by state to investigate the unconstitutionality of some of the decisions that were made to get it right, to fix it for the next election, then we're going to watch to make sure he does just that. So it's not over. The election integrity issue and the evidence that we can continue to talk about this, and it's okay to do it. It's not about one man. It's not about a president. It's not about a party. It's about election integrity, everybody. Understand, it's about our country and keeping this union together. And for those 17 freshman House members out there who are offering to work with Joe Biden and stop this partisan divide, this partisan divide is not going to stop because you decide to work with Joe Biden. They hate you. The left hates you, the media hates you, and they have no interest in helping you. And we got to go, Jake. They have no interest in helping you or having you be a part of anything unless it's acquiescing to their ways. So we can fight on a state level, ideologically speaking, and we can continue this. You know, you got a governor in the state that's ready to do it. You got Rand Paul, a senator in Kentucky, who's willing to go look. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Not even in your communities. People saying things like, don't talk to me about, or you're evil because, I don't know. Doesn't mean you can't talk. All right, 239-479-5592 is the phone number, as you know. We will have more of your calls coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to talking to you then. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's in both locations. And anytime you want to take this show on the road, the website is set up to be mobile, drewsteele.com. Check it out. You'll see what I mean. And we appreciate you watching. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up. Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
For your Monday, we're going to be starting with patchy areas of fog, mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, breezy at times with high temperatures nice and warm.